Oh, it's been a long year. We've done a lot of drinking.
Sounds like a really sad country song.
And here's the top 10. Welcome back to another edition of Bourbon Kingdom. I'm David.
And I'm Zach.
And today we are finishing up our bourbons of the year, whiskeys of the year.
For the second time.
Well, you don't have to tell everybody that.
Oh, no, it's on me. I forgot mine. Because at one
Always
point in
good.
time, I was thinking to myself, this is not going to be a good year compared to last year.
Yeah,
And it really turned itself around.
it really did. Like October, really September on, just kind of really turned a
It
corner.
really rounded itself out pretty nicely.
Yeah, so that's really awesome. Turn on them likes, the notifications, leave a comment, whatever you need to do.
Likes.
Turn them likes on. No, don't turn the likes. Just like it. You don't have to turn the like on. You can just like it.
First one.
No. Number 10.
Okay, fine. Number 10.
Number 10.
Russell's Reserve. Single Rickhouse. Camp Nelson C.
Camp Nelson C.
I always get confused on that. This goes back to the Wild Turkey debate this year between this bottle and the 101 12 year. This did win for me in the blind multiple times, but I really thought that other bottle was going to be like.
I can't even remember what won for me in the blinds. I feel like it was
I
like
think
Rare
the one-
Breed. I feel like Rare Breed won.
No, Rare Breed didn't win. Rare Breed got third.
Yeah, Rare Breed
For
did
that.
get third. I think it was the 12 year that won for me.
But yeah, I think so. I think we switched to the 12 year in the Rickhouse.
Mm.
But overall, this thing is phenomenal. It's great.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was going to be kind of like a gimmicky thing. I keep thinking these distilleries are just doing gimmicky stuff. Some are, but there's a lot of them that turn out really good.
That is true. There
This is
are a
one
lot.
of them?
Yeah, that one turned out really good. I've heard mixed reviews on it, but from us, I've heard people who were like, "Yeah, it was okay, blah blah blah, whatever." But for us, it was a hitter. It was really good.
Yeah,
So
I think it's great.
not going to complain about it whatsoever.
All right. Number 9.
Number 9 in the beautiful box is the Knob Creek 18 year. If you remember our review, you remember that we thought it was pretty perfect for 100 proof bourbon.
Pretty much perfect oak
Yeah.
for 100 proof.
Yeah, perfect.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's crazy good.
Yeah, it was really good. Knob Creek, Jim Beam, you kind of killed it with this one. This was a really good release.
The debate with this bottle this year wasn't if it was good or bad.
Yeah.
The debate with this bottle this year honestly was what would it look like at 120 proof.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think it would. In theory, you think
You
it
would
would have
hope.
been. Yeah, you would
You would
hope
hope.
that it would be even that much more awesome.
Yep.
But you never can tell. 120 proof might have ruined it.
Oh,
And
I
then-
agree.
Yeah. So
I agree.
we'll
But-
never know because they made a great 100 proof bourbon
But-
at 18 years, and the oakiness is perfect. So
But I
it's
think
all good.
it's so good. Like they
It
did
really is.
such a great job with this, and this is everything that Elijah Craig 18 wants to be, in my
Yes.
opinion.
Yeah.
All right, so number 7. Ooh, such a good bottle.
No, is that 8?
8.
8. Yeah.
The Four Roses.
Sorry, when you're looking at a bunch of bottles, it's hard to like.
I don't know why I thought I had 3 down
Yeah,
there.
no, just 2.
Four Roses barrel strength. It's the OESV flood bottle. It's the 16 and a half year specialty release that was released at the distillery.
To
Being
fund to
bottled
raise
quite-
funds. Part of the greatness of this bottle is it went to raise funds for the flood victims in Eastern Kentucky. So
Yeah.
that's even more awesome with it.
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that the liquid inside is awesome as well.
Beautiful.
Just a really really good bottle.
But man, this 16 and a half
Yeah.
year, like, they did such a phenomenal job
Yeah,
with it.
really good.
And there was some like controversy around the release of it,
Yeah,
and debate about it. Even though the release went super smooth and great and everything, Four Roses was happy. We were all happy about it. Overall, it was a great experience. It's a great bottle.
It is.
And I'm super excited because from talking to Britt, I think in the future we should expect more of these because instead of like taking these, these ultra aged barrels and just blending them into like
Yeah.
small batches or whatever else, they're just going to start releasing these in these specialty releases or doing more charity kind of stuff. And that's
Brent,
fantastic.
if you're looking for a charity, we are in need of all the
He
charities.
is always a charity case.
I
He
am
will
always a charity
always
case.
take whatever you got.
I will.
Coming, so.
I will take all your leftover scraps. So it's all good. Number 7.
Now number 7.
Now number 7.
And I'll be honest with you guys. This Parker's Heritage. I always want to say heavy chart, and it's not. I've done this twice.
Yeah.
I have 2 videos back to back. Double
barrel.
barrel blend.
Yeah.
I think if this had came out in like September and it had time to open up, I bet you it cracks top 5, or where it really fights for top 5.
Yeah, you're probably right. I think it's a little. It has a little bit of heat on the back end that.
But it's nice heat.
It isn't. Again, it's not a. It's we're saying critiquing things that are in our top 10, so know we think that they're great. The one kicker for me was that I thought it was a little hot on the back end, just a little bit to kind of because I feel like the nose and the palate are really good on it. It was just the finish was just a hair much for me. But I think if the longer it opens up, I think the smoother that back end of it will be to me.
So Dave and I have talked about this. I think there's like a hierarchy of Parkers that are out there. That heavy char being one of them. That's a great one. I think this one's like just a small step below those.
Yeah.
Like this one blows that weeder that was last year, and definitely that orange carousel whatever one. But this kind of to me starts the greatness of what Heaven Hill had this year.
Yeah. I agree with that.
And we haven't even had the old Fitz 19 yet.
Yeah.
And I've heard nothing but like phenomenal.
So hopefully that'll be on our list for next year. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Coming in at number 6, which I'm both happy and sad about all at the same time, because when we reviewed this, the 4-gate, this is the Kelvin collaboration batch 4. When we reviewed this, I thought this was going to be in my top 3 bourbons of the year. Like, just as I drank it, I was like, this has all the things that like just make my palate happy.
Yep.
And as we've gotten along and the more things have come out, I think if, like you talked about, if from September on wouldn't have been as strong as it has been for the bourbon world.
Yep.
This would have been in my top 3. I think hands down, but because because there were things that came out after it, and it just, I'm sad where it is, but I'm happy where it is as well. Like
it's a phenomenal bottle.
Yeah, it is a phenomenal bottle.
Like 4-gate, we've had a lot of 4-gate stuff this year.
Yeah.
They've had a heck of a year overall. Like everything we've had from has been really good.
Yeah,
this thing is great.
Yeah.
Like this thing is legitimately great, and the rumor is that batch 5 of the Kelvin collection is even better than 4.
Well, I can only hope that it is.
Super excited about that one.
I'm ready to taste it from your bottle.
Of course. Number 5.
Number 5. This is crazy to me, but this is 5. And it really wasn't even a debate.
It wasn't a debate.
It really wasn't a debate.
It was not a debate. King Kentucky 18 year.
Yes.
Great bottle, phenomenal pour, blinded really well for the very little that we had left to blind. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And it was number 5.
And it's like your hardest, the most unicorn of all the bottles that we have.
It's the most unicorn bottle that I have.
Yes.
Like I don't have a rare. Like, I don't have a rarer bottle than an 18-year King Kentucky.
Yeah.
So, the fact that... I always just find this amusing, that people are like, oh, these high-end unicorns or whatever. Like, at some point in time, everybody's debating on what a unicorn is. Like, to each his own, right? Money, and the factor of rarity or whatever of it. This is, again, great, but still only number 5.
It's still only number 5. Put her back in her cage.
I know. We'll finish her off.
So these top 4 are kind of, I think, stand ahead of everything else. Like as we're going to talk about these next 4, we talk about them honestly kind of in the same light with one another because they're all really close.
Yes. So I think what's crazy is like you look at our top 10, and I think 10 through like
7.
Yeah, realistically, 10 through 7 is kind of like their own group.
Yeah.
And then like 6 through, or I guess 7 through, or whatever it is. I guess it'd be 10 through 8, and then 7 through 5 are their own little groups.
Yeah.
And
I agree with that.
The top 4 is far. I think there's a very big gap between those.
I do too.
So
I think we definitely agree on that.
number 4, William Heaven Hill,
15 year.
15 year.
She is an oaky beauty. Love everything about her. Just a great bottle.
Arguably the best nose that we've had all year.
Yes.
It is crazy awesome, super rich. Going back to the oak part of this, there's a way to do oak to where it can be over oaked or it can be funky oak. This is super rich, nice spice.
Yeah.
Nice barrel spice from that.
I think you're right on that.
And it is it's the second best oaked product I think we've had all year.
Yeah. And it's at 109 proof, it's a really good proof.
It's great.
I think it punches
Fantastic.
up. I honestly think it punches up.
I agree.
In a lot of ways. Like you drink it at 109, you're like, man, that's only 109.
Yeah.
Like it seems like it's, and just I feel like the palate on it is complex enough that you get all these subtleties in it. Even though the oakiness is really prevalent in it, it's prevalent in a good way.
Yep.
But it's just overall just a fantastic bottle. And at 4, there's no complaining that it came in at 4. And honestly, this is the only bottle of mine that made the top 20. So actually, the top 20. So
I was proud of you, Dave.
I feel pretty good that I came in the top 4. Yeah.
You had a heck of a year.
Yeah.
Oh man,
heck of a year.
Didn't we review like 2 bottles of yours?
Yes, we did review 2 of my bottles, but only one of them made it in the.
Yeah, I think one of them might be.
I think we reviewed more than 2, but none of them like great, except for that one.
Number 3, A. Smith Bowman Cast Strength. Batch 1.
Batch 1.
Not the 2.
Man. Did you get 2?
No, I didn't get 2.
Me either. I didn't get it.
No.
I
think I entered like 47 times with emails and they were all denied.
I was really ready to make a trip to Virginia too.
Either
way, if you got it and we were driving up there.
We were going to make content. We had this whole big plan.
It was going to be awesome.
We were going to do this. We were going to do that.
So here's the truth. A. Smith Bowman Distillery, if you're watching this and you have any desire to want us to review your products, we would love to get any of your products sent to us in a sample, in a bottle, anything, whatever you want.
But this bottle right here.
But that bottle right there, magic.
It's fantastic.
It is fantastic.
It's so fruity. The heat is nowhere near. It drinks like a lower 120 proof.
Yeah.
It's honestly, the fact that I was able to buy this from a bar here locally, the fact that it was at a bar locally is crazy.
Yeah.
And it's a crazy, amazing, awesome bottle.
Yeah,
I don't even have words.
And we reviewed this early in the year.
I thought it was honestly going to be. I thought it was honestly going to win.
I thought it would too, just after tasting it initially. But again, had September not come and started producing great whiskeys,
yeah,
I think this would probably would have won.
Yeah,
or at least it might have won because when we drank it, we were both just kind of our jaws on the floor, like how good that was.
Yeah,
so
that's true. All right.
Now here comes the real debate.
I'll be honest with you guys. We could have flipped a coin on this, and I even offered Dave. I said we can flip a coin because we love both these equally.
But here's what I decided. I decided since Zach kicked my butt in Advent, that I would let him have his way and have the number 1. That's just kind of what I thought in my head. That's what I would do for him. I'm still gonna have to drink some crappy flight of bourbon at some point on the live stream, so stay tuned for that.
It's gonna suck for him.
Yeah. I'm excited about it.
Heaven Hill 17 year. number 2 bottle of the year. Arguably,
It's number 1B.
yeah. I mean, it honestly can be number 1 in like just on any given day. But this bottle here, it is literally perfect oak. Like it is for what I want in oak. It's great. It's fantastic. You know, whenever I took this up, let me backtrack. Whenever I first tried this bottle at a bar, I said to myself, it's good, not great.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking to myself, you know, this is Heaven Hill trying to put in competition with Buffalo Trace for BTAC, basically. That's what they wanted. At the end of the day, that is what they ultimately wanted. And I thought, you didn't quite get there. And then the more that this opens up, the more you sip on it, it's getting there. Like it realistically is getting there. I'm not saying it is, but it's getting closer to that. This is incredibly special. I am sad I could not go camp at Heaven Hill because if I knew now what I knew then, I had to work, so I couldn't go. I would have went.
Yeah.
Like, and I even think, if I remember, I think these were like, it was like freezing. Yeah. It was either like freezing or super hot. Like we were either in a heat wave or whatever it was. But man.
All right, so here's the truth. This is the best bottle. That's the best bottle.
It's not the best bottle. Second best bottle.
It's the best bottle.
It's highly debated.
It is highly debated.
Yeah.
Here's the truth. I have not enjoyed a bourbon more than this bourbon all year long. We let another thing be number 1, and it's just.
You sure you didn't like that Jack Daniel's double barrel?
This has been
double malt.
This is the second best thing that hit my mouth all year long. This is just phenomenal. For me, initially, it was between this and the William Heaven Hill 15, and I think even on our review, I still went with this.
I went into this thinking it was between those two.
Yeah.
Like honestly, for 1 and 2 this year, I thought it was between those two. Yeah. And then whenever you side by side them, it's just this one's better.
Yeah, it is.
It's better.
I kicked myself for not being able to get one of these when they came out. They're just on another level, man. They're just Heaven Hill. You just killed it, and I just love it. I'm hoping to get a few more pours out of this before he stingily puts it back in the box and doesn't let me have any. Again, I'm going to miss out on some more. It is perfect. So let's bring out 1A, since that's 1B. 1A for me. But 1B is the old Jack Daniel's Coy Hill Small Batch. Now, if you remember from last year's Bourbons of the Year, we had Coy Hill somewhere between
it was either
2 or 3. 2 or 3, but the single barrel.
Yeah.
This is the small batch version of that. Comes in at a whopping 147. 0.3. Here's the deal. The Coy Hill single barrels, they drank pretty smooth and didn't drink the 142, 143, 144 they were, or whatever, whatever they were. This one's great, and it's in so many different ways. It's great, but it lets you know like you're drinking some hazmat stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't like burn.
No,
but you definitely can feel the proof in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so like Dave and I sit here and like we debate stuff like on what we like profile wise and stuff like that. And he, he's a big he's really liking his oaks and his tobaccos and like stuff like that. Mm-hmm. For me, I want dark flavors. I want those chocolates, those caramels, those sweet marshmallow kind of notes and stuff like that. Now this, man, I get that, and it is absolutely phenomenal.
It is.
I honestly didn't think that this would win for us this year. And then once we start trying stuff, once you start blinding stuff, and you're sampling through, man, it just beats a lot of them.
And for me, looking at it as a whole, from 4 to 1, when we were debating it, I honestly looked and just said, well, I don't have a problem with any of these 4 winning. Any of these 4 could have won for me.
I agree.
And I'd have been okay. I'd have been okay with it. Like if you had this great passion and you said, "Hey, Smith Bowman is winning. This is gonna." I could have went. You know what? It's phenomenal. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can get on board with that. If you said the 17-year, yeah, it's phenomenal. The 15-year,
Yeah.
phenomenal. LaCroix Hill, phenomenal. So like they're all really good in their own right and for different reasons. And you know, if we did this again 2 weeks from now, it might change. It might not be. It might not be the small batch in 2 weeks. It could be the 17-year or the A. Smith Bowman.
Where I felt like last year wasn't as hard of a debate or conversation. It wasn't even hard because we were arguing, because we never argued.
Yeah.
Outside one bottle. But it was just trying to figure out which one was like legitimately better.
Yeah.
Because they were great bottles. They
Yeah.
are great bottles.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean,
It is what it is.
it is what it is, and it's fantastic.
All right, listen, tell us what your bottle of the year is. We'd love to hear what it is. You can tell us your top 10 if you want to, but I'd really like to know like what you got this year that you thought, this is it. Like, this is a perfect year for me. So
Yeah, I agree.
yeah. All right, well, till next time, we'll see you.
See ya.